Hey, what's up, everybody? All right. I think I just finally figured out how to set up a live stream without changing the initial video where it says that I'm gonna live stream in like 2 hours or whatever. I always used to set up like a separate live stream, but I think I figured it out. It's actually pretty easy. I was just overcomplicating it. Trump approved. That's right. Go Trump. I'm just gonna start off this stream with saying "Go Trump" just to piss off the anti-Trumpers. But we're not gonna make this a political stream. Yeah, thanks for the compliments. It's a quite a good meal I got here. I got some. Let's see, get the lighting figured out here. All right, so I got grass-fed beef, which is like the most delicious stuff I've ever had. The beef fat on this is it's actually like more yellow, more orange than my butter. Maybe if I shut this light off, you can see it. Kinda. You can see it a little better there. You see how like orange that fat is right there? It's crazy stuff, man. Super good. I got a picture. Actually, I could probably show you guys that right now. I got a picture on my Instagram of just a sec. Of how yellow this stuff is. Yeah, so this is a picture of some beef brisket I got from my farmer. I bought a beef quarter, so I got like a bunch of it hanging in my dry age cooler, and then I put a little bit in my freezer. I put like maybe 10, 15 pounds in my freezer. I got about 72 pounds total, so I put about 10 to 15 in my freezer. I put, I think, 45 pounds in my fridge, and then I put like 20 or something in here. Maybe I'm off a little bit, but yeah, that's what it looks like right now. I got this stuff hanging, and then I got a little bit on the rack because I didn't have enough hooks to hang it. Not really enough space, but look how yellow this fat is, man. Have you guys ever seen fat that yellow? I mean, it's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that in any store I've ever been to, and I've never seen any fat that looks like that on any of my farmers that I work with. I got one that I work with at Pawnee Pride. That's the company name, farm name, and it's close, but it's not quite like that. This stuff is ridiculous. Yeah, so I got some butter, beef, and brains again. Guys, I know it's gonna sound weird, but I'm addicted to these brains. These brains are so freaking, like, it's interesting, man. Like, I have the most vivid dreams every time I eat these brains. So it must be doing something beneficial for my brain. I've never had this experience with any raw food I've ever eaten. Brains are unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Very interesting. And I don't know what it is about it. If it's because you're eating the neurotransmitters that are in the animal's brain, or if it's because you're eating like the pineal gland of the animal inside the brain, and the pineal gland has DMT, and they say DMT is associated with dreams, and so maybe that's why your dreams are intense when you eat brains, because you're literally like eating DMT. I don't know what's going on there, but all I can say is that my dreams are like movies, like when I eat brains. It's very interesting. They're like very detailed, complex, you know. It's like you're actually there. I don't know how to explain it. You know, some dreams are kind of in and out and fake and vivid, but I'm trying to get my chat box going here. There we go. Danny B says Trump kept the meat processing plants open by executive order. Yeah, he's done a lot, man. He's also stopped a lot of the child sex trafficking and stuff like that. And you know what everybody's forgetting? Everybody that hates Trump. You know the biggest thing that you're forgetting about that? He kept Hillary Clinton from becoming president, guys. He kept the Clintons out of office. That's huge, if you guys know how corrupt the Clintons are. So again, I don't want to make this a political stream. It goes off the rails too quickly. It's too complicated of a discussion for a short live stream, and when I'm talking to people through chat and stuff, it's very complicated, man. But I eat fruit. Yeah, in the spring and summertime, I eat fruit daily for sure. I got this sand. I got this from a local farmer here in Nebraska. It's from a small town in Nebraska. I actually have to drive about an hour to go pick it up. I don't think you can get it online though. What's up, T. Muller? Hello? Is that better? So let me turn it up. I'm gonna turn my mic up a little. You guys tell me if it's too loud. Is this okay? Does this sound alright? Does this sound good right here? How about that? I'm checking my levels right now. Check, check. 1, 2. Well, check. Hello, hello. How's that? Does that sound alright? Too loud? Too quiet? Yeah, I don't know about wind turbines causing cancer, maybe. Wind turbines seem kind of weird for sure. T. Moeller, my farmer went crazy. I bought a half a cow and he gave me all the organs for free. He had no idea how much he could charge for this stuff. Dude, isn't that nuts? You know what I paid for this brain right here? $2.50. It's because white people don't eat organs. It's only like Muslims and like Asians and like people from different cultures and countries that eat like weird stuff, organs and stuff like that. So this guy that I'm buying this from, he basically, I don't think he can sell this stuff really. So he just sells it to me for $2. Wow, a video idea would be to show us your dry aging setup to copy at home. Awesome. Yeah, you know what? That's a great idea. Maybe I'll do that. I got a sauerkraut video coming up in the next couple days. What's up, John? John says, "Hey, I tried some brains with Wes yesterday." Yeah, I got John, my buddy John, that I've known for over 20 years, to try a little piece of raw brains. Yeah, there was nothing to it. He was like, "That's it?" I was like, "Yeah." Everybody's scared of it for nothing. Is it a lucid dream? It's really close to a lucid dream. Yeah, I've had a legit lucid dream before when I was a kid, where I was like awake in my dream. So that's interesting, man. Maybe it is a lucid dream. I haven't had one in so long, I forgot what it felt like. But yeah, it is kind of lucid. It's lucid in a way, but it's not so lucid to where I am conscious in my dream that I'm actually dreaming. It's not that lucid, but it's all the way lucid up to that point, to where basically it's almost like I'm just as conscious as I am right now. You know what I'm saying? In that dream. But I'm not as conscious to the fact that I realize that I'm dreaming yet. You know what I mean? That's when you're really lucid dreaming, is when you realize you're actually dreaming in the dream. That's when it gets really interesting. And then you can start like interacting with the dream and changing things. That's really cool. What's up, Martin O'Donnell? Stan says, by the way, what brand of pickles do you buy at the store when you don't have it at home? I don't buy store-bought pickles anymore. I just make them out of cucumbers. It's so easy, man. Like, just make them, you know? It's not really that much cheaper either. That's what's interesting. The cucumbers I bought were $2 a piece. It's such a ripoff. But maybe it's because of the extra Corona tax. Jose Valverde says, I gained muscle mass on carnivore and feeling stronger. Yeah. Yeah, you'll gain a lot of muscle eating meat, man. Raw bison ribeye sounds great. You know what my dogs did today, guys? My dogs savagely attacked two dogs walking down the street today. So like my back door, what happened was my back door goes to my backyard and I have a big fence, but my back door is not inside my fence. It's a stupid design. Basically my dogs have to walk to my gate and then I have to let them in my fence. So I just kind of let them hang out on my patio and stuff and just kind of hang out and bask in the sun and chill out, you know, and they're usually pretty good when people like walk their dogs by, because they can see. I have a long driveway that goes to the back of my house and they're at the very back of it, so they're kind of watching the street from far away. And when people are walking their dogs and stuff, my dogs leave them alone and just kind of do their thing, you know. But today I was inside on my phone and I heard my dogs just bolt for the street, right? And then all of a sudden I just hear some lady screaming and some dog yelping. And I go out there and my dogs are tag teaming on a gigantic German Shepherd, black German Shepherd, just wailing on this German Shepherd, dude. And this lady is screaming. She has a little dog in her hands and the little dog is yelping because my dogs bit the little dog. And they were just going to town on this German Shepherd, dude. And I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it, man. This is like the second time that they've done something like this, just randomly attacked a dog. And so I ran out there, broke it up, and I asked her, I was like, I'm so sorry, so sorry. I was like, is everything okay? Are your dogs going to be okay? And she was really cool about it. She was like, yeah, I think they're okay. And she just walked away, thank God, and didn't like try to sue me or something. But I think, and I don't know, man, but I think, so here's what's interesting. I realized about 2 hours later that this German Shepherd that my dogs attacked was the same German Shepherd that attacked my dogs about 9 months ago in the same way. Isn't that interesting? So my dogs remembered that. They remembered that that dog attacked them, and 9 months later they went out and attacked it. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But the other interesting thing is, man, is that I think what people say about pit bulls is probably correct. You hear a lot of people talking shit about pit bulls and saying they're dangerous dogs, you know, you shouldn't have them around children, you got to be careful, blah, blah, blah. And then you have the other side of the argument where people are like, no, pit bulls are sweet dogs, they're beautiful, it's all about how you train them. Well, I'm telling you guys firsthand, I have half a pit bull. My dogs are half pit bull only. I've done nothing but treat them well, feed them the best foods you can feed them, give them all sorts of love and affection, physical affection. And they've done this twice now. They've randomly bolted out and attacked dogs before. So I don't know if it's in their nature, or I don't know if it's because my dogs have actually been attacked about 5 different times in that similar way. So my dogs were actually pretty cool about that stuff for a while, and then they started getting attacked because I would just walk my dogs around the neighborhood and the same thing would happen to me. Someone would have their dogs off the leash, the dogs would run out and attack my dogs. So I don't know if it's because they learned it from being attacked or what, but I thought it was very interesting that they attacked the very same dog that attacked them. So yeah, it was a pretty crazy morning, and I was just crossing my fingers that I wasn't going to get like a knock on. You hear my dogs out there? They're getting crazy, dude. The older they get, man, they're getting like more wild. But God, they're little savages, dude. Yes, I don't know if it's because it's in their nature, or I don't know if it's because they've been, yeah, like you said, Al K, because they've been traumatized before. They've been attacked multiple times. So my dog Osiris has been attacked by a Rottweiler at a dog park before, and it goes back and forth. You know what I mean? They've been attacked. They attack other people. It was a crazy morning, man. My heart was like racing, pumping, because I'd never seen. They were wailing on that German Shepherd, man. I'd never seen like two dogs team up on a dog like that, but. Yes, eat raw meat. Well, welcome to the stream, buddy. We needed you on Friday, brother. It was a bloodbath. You missed it. You missed the bloodbath, my friend. I had to slay a few gammas. I had to slay a nice little handful of gammas, but we got it taken care of. I let them express their views, and then I quietly banished them from the stream. So I'm not gonna censor people around here. You know, you're free to speak your mind, but just beware, you may be banished for speaking it. Danny says it's because they made cow brains illegal in the West. I know, isn't that stupid? That's from the mad cow disease. More propaganda, disease propaganda. But yeah, that's a good point. That's the reason he probably only charges me $2 for this, because he knows he can't sell it. Eat raw meat says, "Damn, gonna need to watch the video." Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about the dog attack. Yeah, you'll have to watch. It's towards the end. You'll see it towards the end there. A lot of anti-Trumpers came out of the woodwork. And hey, I don't care if you hate Trump. You know what I mean? I don't care if you're suspicious of him. I don't blame you for being suspicious of any politician. But I'm very suspicious of people that have actual like hate towards him. That is like very suspicious to me. That to me means that you're falling into the media brainwash. You know, so. It's just like, if you're into the media brainwash, then this stream is probably not for you, you know? Because I don't watch the media, you know what I'm saying? I gather my information using my intuitions and stuff like that. I don't use the media, so. But yeah, I almost had a video of the dog attack, but unfortunately I have a camera on the front of my house. My SD card was filled up, and so I didn't get a copy of it, but I almost had a freaking video I could have showed you guys. Oh, you guys have to try Brain, dude. You got to try Brain. It does something amazing for your brain. I'm going to eat it probably 2 to 3 times a week for the next, as long as I can get it. Eat raw meat says, local news, crazy big bearded Nebraskan man that eats raw meat lets his dog attack dogs, almost kill 2 dogs. Yeah, exactly. No, what it would really say is probably crazy big bearded white supremacist pro-Trumper that eats raw meat lets his dog almost kill 2 dogs. That's how the media would spin it. How bad do you think electronic fences are for dogs? I bet electronic fences aren't too bad because they would probably learn very quickly what their boundaries are. But electric dog collars, I think, are absurd, freaking absurd. I don't know. I can't believe anybody would ever do that. Al K, have they ever attacked you? No, they've never attacked me, and they don't attack other people. They don't attack children. They're very protective of other people. They're very loving towards other people. They only attack other dogs. So in that sense, they're actually perfect dogs, because any other animal that enters the vicinity, they go savage. They go vicious after it. So they're very excellent guard dogs for guarding you against other dogs and other animals, but they're not very good at protecting you from other people. You would actually have to train the dog to protect you from other people. And the way that they train dogs to protect you from other people is actually pretty brutal, man. You have to betray it. You have to betray your dog and show it that humans can't be trusted. And so, yeah, that's how you my buddy was telling me how they train German Shepherds to protect you from other people. And I think he called it like blanket training or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said that you did, but you basically like, yeah, you have to like break its trust. It's pretty sad, but yeah, they've never attacked me. They used to nip me in the face when they were puppies. Every once in a while, my male would nip me in the face, but I trained that out of him very quickly. I got very mad at him, and I told him, no bite, no bite, and I told him no, and I yelled at him a bunch of times. He did it like probably 3 or 4 times. He nipped my face as a puppy, and he's never bit me like that again. Every once in a while, he'll be like licking my nose, and he'll kind of like bite it just a little bit, but I'm very, very stern with him about it, and so it doesn't happen. Just like little nips every once in a while, but he's a wild animal. Paris says, recently went full carnivore and I completely got rid of my depression. Oh, raw primal? Yeah. Oh yeah, depression is, I don't even know what depression means anymore. It's amazing. I never really thought I was depressed though, that's the thing. I always knew that what was going on with me was some kind of like, I just felt like weak, if that makes sense. Like mentally weak and tired. And so, but I never really got like too down on myself. Martin O'Donnell says, Nebraska caveman found in public eating raw dog. His pet dog's viciously killed. Rebecca Brew, we should find a way to do autogenous raw meat meetups in the U.S. They could be infiltrated, but maybe it's something to think about. That's a good idea. I've thought about maybe proposing something like that on my channel. If I could provide, I might be able to provide a place where people could meet up. I guess it's similar to the Severia meetings that he does in like Europe and stuff like that. We could probably do something like that here. And I'm located right in the middle of the Midwest, so like smack in the middle of the country. So it would be like a really convenient place for a lot of people to fly into because I'm right in the middle of the country. Unless you're like way far on the ends of the coast. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that would be kind of cool. Saitama says, greetings man, hope you're doing well. Thank you. What are your thoughts on halal meat? Is that how you say it? Halal? Have you ever tried? I honestly don't know what that even is. Let me know what that is. Orange man bad, exactly. French carnivore says, why would you like Trump? Trump is worse on immigration than Obama. Obama deported way more. Yeah, you're falling into the media stuff, man. It's like, it's just hard to explain. If you don't see it, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to explain it to you, man. You know. He's a strong, straight white Christian alpha male, and those are the people that I look up to and respect. So that's the simplest answer. Athene, thoughts on the pandemic? Oh, it's hogwash. It's total hogwash. Viruses aren't even transmutable. All they're doing is this is the way that evil works in the world. It's setting you up to sell you a vaccine. So the way that evil works in the world, the way that evil manipulates the world is it sells you one scam so it can sell you a worse scam after that. So the scam that it's selling you is that viruses are transmutable and there's a horrible disease flying around and you're going to get it and you're going to die. So now that they got people believing that, now they're going to sell you a further scam which costs a lot of money, which is now we have a magical vaccine that's going to fix it, guys, which is a $1 billion industry. Think that's a coincidence? Vaccines have been proven to do nothing but damage and harm people. They've never actually been proven to stop or halt a disease. If you look into it, it's all an illusion. So all this stuff is an illusion. Vaccines are an illusion. Their effectiveness is an illusion. The fact that viruses are transmutable is an illusion. And it's very easy to get caught up in it because it can seem like when multiple people get sick or whatever from what looks like to be a similar thing, it can look like it's spreading from one person to the other. But if you understand how detoxification works and the fundamental fact that disease comes from chemicals and toxins in our air, food, water, and medication, and it doesn't come from viruses, bacteria, or parasites, then you start to kind of see through all this stuff. Danny B, are you planning on starting a family? Yes, I am, for sure. I hope to start a family very soon, man. How can we stop a cashless digital currency society? Start a homestead and make yourself valuable in the sense that you can provide people food, meat, dairy, and you can start a business that way, and then you can trade. So if everybody starts a homestead and gets back to that, then we can start trading food for labor and stuff like that, you know, back to the original before like currency. Wow, cow brain's illegal there too. That's crazy. Lab data, I find that grass-fed muscle meat tastes better than grain-fed, but the grain-fed offal tastes better than grass-fed. Tried grass-fed beef liver today and it did not taste good. Interesting. Do your dogs do the deed? You mean, I don't know what you mean by that. You have to be more specific. Is it even legal to train dogs to attack people? I mean, it's a good question. Chinese emperors would sleep with 8 or 10 Shih Tzus in their beds to protect them from possible assassins. That's interesting. That's interesting, man. Yeah. That's a good idea. You would really have a hard time fighting off 8 or 10 dogs. You would get torn up. Midwest people are the best. Changed my mind. Yeah, Midwest people are cool. Nebraska raw meetup sounds good. Oh, you're in Oklahoma? Nice. Yeah, that would be a good time, huh? Maybe once this virus stuff blows over, you know, maybe I can throw something together for the fall or something like that. The meeting. That's a good idea, raw meat, for sure. You gotta fly out here, buddy. Cole Slice says my dad went hunting on some of his property and killed a doe. I got the liver and other organs, but he said we couldn't eat the brain because of CWD. Had never heard of it before. Yeah, that sounds like some horse you know what, as Ogenus would say. Halal meat, from what I know, is meat that comes from Arabic style butcheries. Oh, I don't know. I mean, if it's just meat, it's probably good, you know. Yeah, money isn't even real. It's not even real. Charlie says my farmer can't get me brain but can give me the whole head. Yeah, that's what my guy's doing. He's giving me the head. Jeff says, should we start jarring up some high meats for the get together this fall? Maybe. That might work. You might as well, just in case, right? I mean, if we're going to do it here in the Midwest, you know, it's going to be easy for me. I won't have to set anything up. And probably keep it to like a small gathering. So maybe we could do like 10 or 12 people, you know? Hopefully some people that are cool with sleeping on the floor. It's really fun though. I don't know if you guys have ever eaten raw meat with somebody else, but it's a really cool experience, man. It's very wholesome and just, I don't know, just, it's like a real pure way to connect with somebody. Martin O'Donnell says, "What are the cool sights to see in the Midwest?" Um, it's actually pretty beautiful here if you find the right places to go to. Iowa, Western Iowa, which is just like 10 miles to the east of me, is really beautiful, man. It's like some extremely beautiful country. And there's like they call them the Less Hills, I think is how you pronounce it. It's Loess. But basically, like Western Iowa has these hills that they're only found in two places in the world, and one is in China and one is in Iowa. And they're these like crazy high rolling green hills. So Iowa's got that to see, and there's only two places in the world that has that. And let's see, Nebraska. I don't know. It's just got a lot of country. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of pretty country out there, and Omaha's got some cool stuff to do. That's the city that I'm in. It's a metropolis of about 1 million, so there's definitely some stuff to do here too. But there's definitely a lot of country, a lot of open space. Chronic wasting disease, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, barter system's the way to go. Like trading or bartering. Exactly, yeah. Try to smuggle high meat through there, man. They'd be like, what is this guy doing? Lincoln is about, it's like a 40-minute drive. Yeah, frozen liver will make high meat for sure. I've made high meat from frozen. I wasn't sure about that at first either, but yeah, it does work. Danny says, "Yeah, I fed my little brother raw liver once, and I felt at one with him more than ever before." It's a bonding experience for sure. Yeah, dirt bikes and four wheelers. Yeah, that's good times for sure. People like to fish out here, hunt and fish, and it's not super exciting. I'm not gonna lie, but gives you a lot of time to reflect and get closer to God and closer to your family and closer to the land. What's up, Maven? What's up, Brandon Johnson? Athene Athene Cruz says that pandemic viral testing is coming in at 80% false positives. There is no standard. They are testing for exosomes and RNA sequence, which is caused by a broad range of things. No viral isolation. Yeah, I know. I've been trying to explain that to people, and it's over a lot of people's heads, you know? They can't conceive the fact that doctors and hospitals could be like cutting corners, you know? Because I'm sure like an actual viral test costs lots and lots of money. And they can't conceive the fact that they're actually cutting corners and testing for exosomes and just RNA sequence, and it's such a mess, man. And then on top of that, you got the hospital directors telling the doctors to, like, even if it's like questionable whether it was corona or not, to just label it corona as the death so they can get further funding from the government, because the government is funding hospitals that have more corona deaths. Danny says the stream is definitely getting shadow banned. Oh, it has to be. Yeah, I talked to Amos Miller last night. It was pretty cool. I called him about 9 o'clock and he answered, surprisingly. It's probably 10 or 11 his time. But I was following up on a message he left, and it was pretty cool to talk to him. Yeah, I've heard West Virginia is cool. Yeah, Nebraska has a lot of plains. That's why they call it the Great Plains. It sucks they killed all the bison, and we should have a lot of bison roaming around here. But what's cool about living here is that we're right in the middle, so you can travel a lot of different places. And if I just drive 7 hours to my west, I can go ski in the Rocky Mountains and stuff like that. And so Wissini says, you look more and more manly with each passing day. Respectable beard, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah. This diet has definitely made me more masculine. That's for sure. Charlie says, keep us updated on a meetup. I live in northern Wisconsin. Right on, man. That would be cool, huh? Maybe get together, eat some raw meat, maybe watch some Augenist lectures. I have like a nice projector set up too, like on a big screen, so we could like watch some Augenist lectures, hang out, nerd out on food. Yeah, we do got pretty good beef here, Martin. This beef, I mean, I would put this beef up with some of the best beef in the world, dude. I mean, it's just like the how yellow and orange that fat is, and how dark. See how like dark red and purple that meat is? It's just you really can't get much better than that, man. I would put it up with some of the best in the world for sure. And I don't know what it is. I think it may be our soil, potentially our soil. I'm not sure what it is about Midwest beef, but Darth Nigfist. Isn't eating raw meat like bad for you? No, definitely not. Raj Rogerson says, "Why is my link not appearing in the chat box? Did I get shadow banned?" For some reason, it's hard for people to send links, so you might have to like space it out, like put spaces in between the letters, so we can understand what you're trying to say. But it doesn't trigger the link deleting algorithm. If you understand what I'm trying to say there. So type the link in, but put spaces in between the letters. And I'm not sure how you can do it, but for some reason, yeah, I think it stops you from putting links up. No, chicken's not bad for you, Darth. That's all. It's all nonsense. I know it sounds crazy, but it's nonsense. Natural Ace says my beard gets uncomfortable. Does that happen with you? Sometimes it gets a little itchy, but not really. Pretty good so far. Yeah, good times. Meet up, eat some meat, talk about life, kidnap and eat some dude, watch some. Yeah, exactly. Eat his adrenochrome, just good wholesome stuff like that. How long do you let the pickles sit in the fridge before starting to eat them? About 24 hours. Should I let my fan base know I eat raw? Why hide it? You know? Don't hide it, because there's a lot of cool people that eat raw meat. You just have to put yourself out there. I've met so many people, so many really cool people, man, just by starting this channel and just eating raw meat. It's like the simplest, it's almost like the simplest YouTube channel in the world. I'm not like eating cooked food, I'm not eating fancy food, I'm just eating like raw brains on camera. It couldn't be more of like a simple channel format. But it's attracted a lot of really cool people, man, and we all can get together and talk about it. And yeah, I would say don't hide it. A lot of people find it really interesting. I've met some really interesting people, males and females. So if you're looking for a partner too, if you're looking for a wife or a husband, this is not a bad way to do it. It's funny you just said that. How do you plan on finding a woman who'd eat the same way as you? Need to find some brainwashing techniques. I actually have already found one lady that eats just like me. So we'll see how that goes. There's more than you think, for sure. I would say the best way to do it, the way that I'm doing it, I'm having fairly good success. And you just start a channel, man. I'm serious. Start a channel, put yourself out there, bare your soul to the world, speak the truth at all costs, go through the public hazing rituals, I went through all the hazing rituals of being called every name in the book. I've been called horrible things by people online for just doing this and just speaking the truth about food. But I'm tough and I'm a fighter and I know what's right and I just fight through it and I fight through those people and here I am, on the other side. But yeah, I think if you're a guy and you eat raw meat, you will find other women that eat raw meat without a doubt, Like I've met a woman that eats raw meat and from this channel, and Sparrows met his kid's mom from his channel, So it happens, man. What's up, Iron Saxon? Is salami and ham actually raw? Like, I always wondered about that if salami was raw. Yeah, this diet does make men more masculine and women more feminine, for sure. Yeah, you can eat some cooked if you want, but, I would say if you're just gonna eat raw, eat raw. You can eat. I would say if you're eating 95% raw and you eat cooked every once in a while, there's nothing wrong with that. Rebecca says, I can't imagine being with a guy who believes in germ theory. Nothing more unattractive than a man afraid of some invisible boogeyman. I know, like Howie Mandel, that celebrity guy that he won't even like shake people's hands. Isn't that crazy? Just freaked out about bugs. Eat raw meat says, yes, to find a primal woman, the best thing is to put yourself out there with videos or pictures. Yeah, that's the only way you're going to probably find a man or a woman as a mate in this world today where everything is so censored and it's such a stigma to eat raw meat and stuff like that. You got to really just like cast a wide net. And the best way to cast a wide net is to just get on the webcam. You know what I mean? This is like completely out of my element, guys. This is not something that I would ever imagine myself doing like 3 years ago. Like web streaming, no way. There was no freaking way, man. And then it just like I just decided to do it one day. I don't know what it was, if it was God or whatever, but I think from all the interesting people that I've met on this channel so far, I do believe that it was God that led me to do this for sure. San says, how did Sparrow meet Luna? She emailed him. I'm guessing, yeah. What's up, old fat bastard? What do you consider a nutritionally complete offal burger? 60% muscle meat, 20% liver, 10% heart, 10% brain for fat. It's probably good. Sounds about right. Traditional salami is raw but cured. Huh. Did not know that. I always kind of wondered about that though because it doesn't look like it's cooked, you know? What are some good meats to start off with? Excuse me. I tried some bass freshly caught from the sea and it tasted terrible. Was it the ocean or was it, yeah, the sea? Interesting. Yeah, fish. Some people don't like fish, man. Fish is not most people's favorite. It's not my favorite. I like the nutritional aspect of fish, like wild king salmon. King salmon's pretty good. But yeah, fish can just be kind of fishy, man. Like, I would say beef is a good one. Just start off with like chuck roast. This diet cured many physical problems that I used to have since as long as I remember. I'm never going to let eating raw meat go. Oh, I know. I know exactly what you mean. That's what happened to me. It was just, from eating cooked food to raw food, it was like night and day. Like my body started like rapidly healing. It was insane. Transforming like crazy. I'll definitely never stop eating raw meat. But I will eat like some cooked barbecue and stuff every once in a while. If someone wants to go out to like a special dinner or if someone's having like a party, I'm not going to be that weird dude. And for one thing, why would I? I love cooked barbecue. I love it. Just because there's maybe some cancerous byproducts in there. Oh well. Eat raw meat says, Wes, I send you 2 short videos that show that salt kills bacteria. Very short videos. Yeah, just a sec.
Yes, Dr. O'Reilly.
wants me to show this video here. Let's see. So I assume you're showing this for the to show that salt is like not good for you.
Hi, this is Dr. O'Reilly again with another plaque sample showing a lot of bacterial activity under the microscope. What I'm showing here is a solution that I applied to the slide. And you'll see the movement across the slide in just a minute, showing the antibacterial action on the bacteria in this sample. And what it's showing is that as it comes across the slide from left to right, it's going to be killing this bacteria. There it goes, right there. Basically, as soon as that solution hits the area where the bacteria is, it instantly kills this bacteria. It's fast, it's quick, and it's basically 100% kill.
Wow.
So this is just an example of what can be done in the mouth with your home care. At home when you're using your toothbrush, your floss, using a solution, a simple solution along with that can effectively change the environment these bacteria live in, kill them.
That's crazy.
And improve your oral health.
See, this guy thinks that killing your bacteria is good for you. Isn't that retarded? Wow. Good video, man. So let's watch this one.
Showing a sample of salt treatment on a plaque sample under the microscope. And we've got a couple of amoeba in this sample also that I'm pointing out with the arrows. And what's happening here is the salt's starting to come into the area with this little channel that's burrowing through the plaque. This whole area is a plaque. What we're watching though is these two amoebas. What's going to happen to these two amoebas that are going to be affected by the salt coming as it comes through. So here's the main one we're looking at, and you'll start seeing it start to shrink right about now. It's just starting to shrink a little bit. That's because the salt is starting to affect it as it's flowing by it. So here we have the main event, and it's shrinking now pretty noticeably. It's going to continue to shrink until it's dead and the salt is penetrated through it. You start to see the salt start to come in also around the the plaque areas around the amoebas, little salt deposits. Look at that amoeba starting to shrink more and more. And we just continue to watch this process as it unfolds. A little bit more, you can start to see the salt actually coming into the outside of the amoeba itself. Also this one up top here as well. So this one's basically dead now. You see the salt layer or incrustation around it. This is a pretty dramatic example of what happens with salt and these critters, these amoeba and bacteria underneath your gums that are causing you gum problems.
Wow. Causing you gum problems. Whoops. Keep slamming my mic down. Sorry about that. Yeah, these doctors are crazy, man. That should make you think twice about throwing salt on your food, you know? Old fat bastard says I had a retard moment. Sorry, I caught it in my pond. I hate the fishy, silky taste of the water in the meat. Yeah, dude, you're probably tasting some toxins and stuff. Like Augenus recommended not eating freshwater fish. Only eat ocean stuff. Because all of the fresh water today is like just polluted, man. So I wouldn't eat fresh fish. I tried raw fat and wasn't a fan either. Yeah, it was probably, I don't know what kind of fat it was, but it was probably full of toxins too. I'm not a big fan of store-bought chuck roast fat. But this stuff tastes like butter, dude, because this is pure grass-fed. Excuse me. What's up, Snap, Crackle, Fizzle? Danny says, yeah, why do you think people put salt in their pools? Makes sense, huh? Wow, nice holistic doctor. That's crazy. Scared of bacteria. Martin says, eating some barbecue once in a while won't hurt you at all. It will definitely not hurt you, man. In fact, it'll make your freaking day. I'm telling you. After eating like raw meat for like a year or two, and then eating some cooked, cured, seasoned up barbecue with maybe just a little bit of sauce on it, it's like drugs. It's like doing drugs. I don't know how to explain it. Like it's like addictive. That's why you shouldn't do it all the time, though. You know, you shouldn't eat to get that feeling, that like dopamine rush. You know. It's 7:30 here. Snap, crackle, fizzle. Sand says today will be the day I officially stop consuming salt. How can we ensure electrolytes don't diminish? Eggs. Speaking of that, I think I'm gonna go grab my eggs. I forgot my eggs. Eggs and milk. And I'll be honest with you guys, every once in a while I salt my meat if I sense that my sodium is getting low, but it's like once every like few months I'll salt my meat for a few days, but that's it. And I use real salt, which is it's mined in like Utah or something like that, if you look it up. And it's got like a million nutrients in it. It's like way more than just sodium, so it's pretty healthy for you. But you can make sure that your electrolytes and stuff are up by just eating a lot of eggs, a lot of milk, and like oysters are good for like minerals and stuff like that. Fruit is good for stuff like that too. How about bacteria in tongue? It's probably good for you. I mean, bacteria is not your enemy, man. Bacteria is there to help you. Johnny says, do you brush your teeth at all? Yeah, I just water brush. So in the shower, I just have water hit my teeth. And wait, I haven't used toothpaste in like, I don't know, months and months and months. Long time. Lunch was good, man. Thoughts on the Bill Gates corona vaccine? Bill Gates is a demon, for sure. He's a nerdy little demon. It's crazy. It's nuts. It's going to injure a lot of people. It's going to injure, like, that's actually going to injure you. The coronavirus doesn't injure you. The coronavirus is there to detoxify. The vaccine, that's what's going to injure you. Maybe it says, may I plug in a friend's channel? Yeah, sure. He talks about virus theory and all that. Yeah, go ahead, man. Sand says, hey, Wes, where do you get your fat? From the farm as well. I'll give them a call to see if they can ship. I can mention you if you'd like. I get it from this place called Davy Road Ranch. So if you want to look that up, you can try it. But the thing is they don't process on site. So the issue is that they would have to take it to a processing facility and then pick it up, and then if you paid them probably like a hefty fee, they would potentially ship it, but you have to ask them. It's worth asking for sure. They're very nice people. But yeah, look up Davy Road Ranch. In Raymond, Nebraska. Sand says, do you drink blood or do you consider that satanic? How do you reconcile that with your religious beliefs? Man, I'll be honest with you, man. The more I get into, the more I what's the word I'm looking for? The more my relationship with God becomes better and the more I get closer to Him, the more I realize that all of the religions today, most of the religions, if not all of them, are wrong. And that's not what He wants us to do, is to create religions. Religions are man-made. They're based upon the idea and the concept of having a close relationship with God, but that should be something personal and something on an individual level. I just got done reading the book, The Kingdom of God is Within You, by that Leo Tolstoy or Tolstov, however you pronounce that. Very profound book. There's nothing in the Bible, guys, that says we were supposed to start churches. Jesus never said anything about starting churches, guys. He did say something about a church is just like prayer between two or more people or something like that. But all of these like brick and mortar buildings that we have, and people dressed up like wizards holding staffs, burning incense, doing the rituals, telling you that you're drinking the blood of Jesus and eating his flesh and stuff. I don't think we're supposed to be doing that stuff, guys. I don't think that's what God wants. So to answer your question, I don't really have religious beliefs per se. I guess you could say I'm more of a Gnostic Christian if you were going to label me as something. I do believe in the teachings of Jesus. I do love God very much, and I know that he loves me, and I see his works and his presence every day in my life now. And I believe in the teachings of Jesus. If Jesus was actually a real person, never met him. Sorry if that offends anybody. Actually, I'm not, but I know that's going to offend some people, but I don't believe anything that I read anymore. I don't believe that anything anyone tells me anymore. I go from my intuitions and my instincts, and I have a 100% close relationship with God. That is without a doubt. Satan is not my daddy. Satan is not my Lord. I know I'm well aware of his works as well, but I follow God, and God has revealed to me that religions are corrupt, almost fundamentally. So, yeah, I don't know. It's it's very controversial to say that nowadays, but I'm pretty sure of myself. Otherwise, I wouldn't be saying this stuff. And the fact that they want you to be scared to question it is another red flag. Anytime anyone in the media or anyone in the powers to be or the structures that control everything they want to put fear into you for questioning something. So anyways, drinking blood, who cares? It's just blood. As long as you're not like torturing animals and you're not doing things that God would not want, you know? But if the animal is dead, why would you waste the blood, right? And also there's tribes that actually, in Weston Price's book, there's tribes that did like bloodletting on animals. And so they would like shoot an arrow into its jugular and then just drop it into like a little pouch. And then everybody would take a sip of it and then they would just seal it back up. So they wouldn't even kill the animal and they'd drink his blood. So yeah, to be honest with you, man, I would say don't follow religions. Follow the real spiritual teachers in this world will show you how to follow the truth that's written in your heart. And that's the point of religion, but it's gotten so far off track that you got you worshiping people that look like wizards and popes and stuff. That's not the point. The point is they're supposed to teach you how to follow that compass in your heart that God has given all of us. So you should never have a teacher, you should never have a guru, you should never have a leader. You should never have anything like that. God has designed us to live without that. He's designed us to operate from within. Like Leo Tolstoy or Tolstov said in his book, the kingdom of God is within you. So, anyways, enough preaching about God. It's just the truth though, man. I can't help but let it spill out of me, because it's very profound stuff that I've been enlightened on lately, Sand says maybe religion is made to enslave people. I think absolutely, man. It's made people to think that the truth is not within you, that it's within a book or it's within some guy dressed in robes. He's got the truth, listen to this guy. And it's all inside of you. You just have to look within, Everybody's born with to know what's right and wrong. You know what I mean? You don't have to teach kids it's wrong to kill. They just know it's wrong, What's up, Ricky? How you doing? Yeah, I'm addicted to brains. Is that weird? I'm addicted to brains. Can't stop eating them. Natural Ace says religions have split up the whole world. For sure. Absolutely. They've created wars, guys. Anything that creates war should have you suspicious, you know? But it's hard to articulate this stuff to people, you know, unless you have that relationship with God, personal relationship, you know? Unless He communicates with you directly. It's like some people don't have God and they look to these outward sources to find God, but it's all right here, guys. Sand says, I've also felt that the Creator revealed to me that religions are corrupt. I found a lot of the same satanic rituals in Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. I know, it's crazy. Guys, Christians go to church and eat the flesh of Jesus. Are you kidding me? You just look past that? That's not weird? That's not a little weird? And then they killed the guy and he came back to life? Like, come on. Let's get real here. You know, let's be logical. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just trying to be logical here, you know? But yeah, it's been definitely revealed to me that religions are a man-made construct because I was raised in religion. I was raised a Christian, went to church, read the Bible a lot when I was in high school. I would read the Bible before I went to bed, guys. I mean, I've read quite a bit of the Bible, a lot of the Gospels, all the Gospels. And I didn't start connecting to God until I started going within. I didn't even know what God was until it started communicating to me from the inside. Until I completely isolated myself from everything, from everybody and everything, and basically checked off the grid for a while. And I started just connecting to God alone, by myself. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I did it. And yeah, you just see how religions divide people, and then you also listen to all these other people that you hear growing up talking about how religions are corrupt, but you think they're just like satanic. But then once you wake up to it, you're like, wow, it's interesting. And the rule of thumb that I've learned lately, guys, is that basically everything is a scam. I mean, you can basically put your money on that. If you're going to bet something, you can bet that everything is a scam. Everything. Everything that humans created is a scam. Everything. Religion, politics, business, money, the food supply, the medical system, the education system. I mean, that covers most of it, right? It's all a scam. Every bit of it. Basically everything besides living on a homestead, creating your own food, loving your wife, loving your children, and loving God is a scam. Everything else is a scam. Natural Ace says snort the last brain. I told my buddy at work to smoke it. I gave him some brain. I was like, go smoke that brain when you get home. I got 2 people at work eating brains, guys. Sand says circumcision is a satanic ritual that's not even written in a lot of the books. Yeah, it's nuts, dude. They cut your ding dong, dude. Yeah, I'm definitely never circumcising any of my kids, dude. That's so wrong. Rebecca says ancestor veneration is natural and was practiced by all peoples. The God are literally within you. The 3 mono religions took this away from people. Yep. I was raised Christian and I remember asking, hey God, where are you? In church, I never heard from him my entire childhood, teens, young adult life. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Me too. Johnny Hendershot, everything is a scam to make money. That's it. Nature is what's real. Everything goes back to it, basically. Yeah, everything's a scam to make money, or it's a scam for ego and pride. Yeah, it's true. A lot of art and music is for God. I believe that. Art shows are a scam. Art may not be a scam, but art shows are a scam, guys. Art shows are money laundering. That's why they sell piece of crap paintings for like $20 million. That's money laundering. But the actual art, I agree, technically not a scam. Yeah, music is beautiful, absolutely. Best thing humans ever created. Well, humans didn't create it, but I know what you're saying. Music was definitely created by God, and humans are just a conduit for music, you know? Music is logos, for sure. Music is order, it's beauty. It's definitely from God. Sand says, yes, everything in this reality is made to trick us and scam us from knowing how to escape this matrix prison, I think. You nailed it, man. You're onto it, Sand. Yeah, we're on the same page about that for sure. Once you see it, you see it. Once you see it, you can never go back on it, man. There's an entirely different world existing right behind this one, simultaneously as we speak. It's a spiritual realm, and it's influencing people, and it's scamming everybody. It's very interesting how that works. Where do you get your brains? I get it from a local, it's a local meat market. And so they like butcher animals right there. You can pick the animal out, you can butcher it and take it home in bags within like a half hour. It's pretty cool. But some people don't want the heads, you know? And so the guy just keeps them in a cooler. And so I just go pick them up. Yeah, I was a little upset too for a while when I about the circumcision thing too. I was like, why would you let a doctor do that? Because my older brother didn't get circumcised. That's what pissed me off about it. It's like, you didn't do it to Mark, but you did it to me and my little brother. Like, that doesn't make any sense. And it's like, we're not Jewish, we're Christian. But I was more mad about the vaccinations. I mean, I can take a little scar on my ding dong, you know what I mean? That's no big deal. But the vaccinations is what really pissed me off. Hey, what's up, Lauren? Longtime lurker of your channel. First time catching your stream live, so I had to create a channel. Appreciate all the knowledge within this channel. Sure. Thanks for checking in. Nebraska raw meat eating cult leader told his followers to smoke animal brains. Yeah. That's the way to do it, guys. You gotta smoke them. Have you ever heard of the Masonic Secret Covenant? It's a 4-page document that dives into the elite's plan for enslaving humanity. Very deep stuff. Look into it. I will. I'll remember that. I've gotten a lot of very valuable information from you guys. So I'll type that in and remember that later. See, the internet's like evil in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? Because it just like pumps pornography into people's brains 24 hours a day. But on the other hand, it's very beautiful because you can exchange all these ideas with each other. Take a little chunk of this brain here. Pretty good stuff. I'm gonna go get a napkin and get my eggs. I'll be right back, guys. Come on, say hi to the streamers, guys. Say hi to the streamers, buddy. Can you say hello? Yeah, good boy. Good boy. What do I think about E. Michael Jones? I love E. Michael Jones, man. I really want to look more into him and start reading his books and stuff. But I like him. He is a Catholic, so I mean, but he's got logos. You know what I mean? Or logos, however you want to say it. He's got logos. I like the guy a lot. One of the most banned men of all time as well. What about science? Science is kind of garbage, you know? What do you need science for? What do you need science and math for if you're going to, let's say you're going to be like Amish, or let's say you're just going to start like a homestead, you know, and just be like a herdsman and watch your cattle eat grass and then cut them up when they're ready and maybe build a barn. Do you really need like calculus and science for all that stuff? You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't really make much sense to me, man. And this is coming from a guy that I'm a very heavy science mind, as you could say. You know what I mean? I went to school for computer science. I was always very gifted at science and math. I got like straight A's in school. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, the more I started like studying that shit, the more it made me dumb. Let's put it that way. So I think a lot of that stuff is for ego. A lot of those like college degrees and stuff like that. Besides some very basic like engineering degrees, I think engineering is probably one of the last strongholds in the education system that hasn't been ruined or infiltrated with garbage. And it's very fundamental, and a lot of the principles are relevant, you know, even in like a simple life. But yeah, science is very questionable, man. It's very dogmatic. It's almost like a religion. Like, people make science their god, and it's very easy to do if you don't believe in God to believe in science, you know. What's up, P. Miller? Danny says, why do you believe good and bad are a thing? I can't think of an example, because everything that is bad is good for someone, and everything that is good is bad for someone. Well, it's more like good and evil. Good and evil definitely exist, and they exist within you. Everything is within you, man. Like, it's a constant battle that human beings go through. Like, we're constantly being tempted by Satan. Like, Satan basically... I got a bunch of flies in my house now because all I do is cut up goat heads and eat brains. But yeah, basically... Fucking big-ass fly, too. Basically, like, if you've ever gone through, like, an internal struggle of good and evil, and you've overcome evil with good, then it's undeniable. It's undeniable that evil exists. You'll start to see it, you know? But for the most part, I don't agree with what you say, that everything that is bad is good and everything that's good is bad. That's very wishy-washy, and it's not a very logical statement. Yeah, I'm still working, Natural Ace. I'm lucky. I have not taken one day off from the coronavirus thing. So, pretty lucky. This is getting kind of hard to eat here. Meatman says there's no right and wrong, there's just nature. I don't think so. I don't agree with that either. Says eating babies is wrong. You know, there's one right there for you. Yeah, this brain is very chewy. It's slurpy. Please look into the Saturn moon matrix. Everything from corporate logos to rituals such as exchanging rings, Goes back to Saturn, Satan worship, and commemorates the rings of Saturn. Interesting. I hear a lot of people talking about that. I don't know if it's you every time bringing it up, but I will look into that Saturn thing. Exchanging rings for marriage isn't even written in the Abrahamic books, if I'm not mistaken. You're probably right. Computer science nerd. What's up, Chris Parks? Yeah. Yeah, computer science is very nerdy. That's why it was not for me. I quit computer science when I looked around in my classroom, and all I saw was like dudes in trench coats that looked like Columbine school shooters. I was like, these are the people I'm going to work with? I think I'm going to go do something else. And I just went to work and just started like working on cars. A lot happier doing that, you know? Math is man-made, which means we don't require it to be successful in this life. Yeah, math is insanely man-made. It's like so deep in the weeds. It's unbelievable. Physics and math degree here. Now a few years out of college, and I think nearly everything was a lie. Ha ha ha. Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, same here, man. I bought the lie for a long time, man. I always did all my homework and, you know, listened to my teachers, and I was a good little boy. Did all my schoolwork on time. Until I started turning like 16, 17 years old, and I kind of started drifting away from it. Once I started becoming a man, I was like, this stuff sucks. School sucks. What do you do for work? I work at a construction company. It's basically a metal shop that I work in right now. Charlie, I have an engineering degree. It's useful, but I do think they're holding back technology, just looking to Nikola Tesla stuff. Yeah. My dad was an engineer. I was raised by an engineer. One of my good friends, Bill, is an engineer. I get along with engineers. Engineers are good people, man. I like the way they think. I definitely have. I almost went to school for engineering again last year. I tested into some really high-level math courses, and I almost followed through with it, but I was like, you know what, man? I'm completely debt-free, which is not a lot of people can say in their 30s. I'm completely debt-free, zero debt, and I have money in savings. I own everything that I have material-wise. I own my car. I have no car payments. Why would I go into debt and go to school? You know what I mean? When I could just go to work. I have an insane amount of work experience, so I could just go to work and just start stacking money. It's like, why would I go to school? Now, granted, if it didn't take 4 years and it took like 2 years to get an engineering degree, I would probably go through with it, because you can get like a better job, you know, with an engineering degree than you could with just what I have, which is just a bunch of work experience. You know, anywhere I'd go, I'd have to start like at the bottom, which sucks. But I'm willing to do that, whatever it takes. Arlement, what do you get from a Davy Road Ranch? I get beef quarters. So I buy a quarter cow, which he hasn't billed me for yet, which is surprising. I only paid like $100 for it so far. Yeah, it comes out to about $8 a pound for like some of the best grass-fed beef you can possibly eat. Sand says, I'm with you on that, Wes. Right and wrong do exist. Yeah, it definitely exists. It's like we're born with the instinct to know what's right and wrong. You know what I mean? Like, there's horrible things that are done in this world, and you get like a sick feeling in your stomach when it happens. You know what I mean? That tells you it's wrong. What's up, Double K? Natural Ace, will you be getting the COVID vaccine? Definitely not. I don't think it'll be mandatory either. Public schools, maybe, but I'm never public schooling my children, so I'm not worried about it. Raj Rogerson, did you work on any BMW M57s? Not personally. No, I was a manager at like basically a auto service facility, so I did like a lot of different like services on vehicles, but not, and some minor mechanical stuff, but I wasn't like a mechanic, an auto mechanic, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely a mechanic, but I was never like a paid mechanic. I was more of like a manager, service technician, I guess you could say. Um, and then I also worked at like a body shop, and I was a manager at a transmission shop. So I know a lot about cars. Just I've worked with a lot of different mechanics. I have a lot of my friends are mechanics and stuff. So I do all my own mechanical work on my car. Don't specifically remember at M57. Bashir, my CS class was 100% guys. Yeah, that was the other thing that turned me off from computer science. There's like no women in those classes. WT, good and bad don't exist only to define each other by comparison. I wouldn't say they only exist for that, but they do define each other by comparison, absolutely. Devil made numbers, that's interesting. Double K says, trim that beard for the ladies, bro. Trust me. I do trust you on that one. I do. And I think I will. I'm already trimming it a little bit. I'm shaping it. So it's in process, guys. It's in process. It's a work in progress. But I got to get a fucking haircut first, because these stupid barbers are closed down for the vaccine thing. So I got like total Captain Caveman going on. Once I get my hair trimmed up a little bit this week, then I'm going to do just a little bit of trimming. But I just learned how to shape a beard. Isn't that interesting? You learn stuff new all the time. So I'm starting to shape it up a little bit, cut it down, kind of square it up, you know what I'm saying? And trim down. I already trimmed down the sideburns a little bit, so I don't look like, because that looks ridiculous when you have like your beard like covering your ears up and stuff. So yeah, basically I'm going to trim down the sides, square it up a little bit, you know? But I'm going to keep it like bulky out here for sure. It's an art. The art of the beard. Raj says they're just the diesel BMW 3 and 5 series, supposed to be the best engine they made in the last 40 years durability-wise. Wow, that sounds badass. I probably did. I saw like almost every car you can imagine come in. You know, I worked with like 40, 50 cars a day every day for years. And I guarantee I probably saw one, but I don't remember personally working on it. But a diesel BMW sounds badass. Paris, would you eat high meat king salmon? For sure. I should probably make some, huh? Yeah, what am I doing? I got some king salmon right now. Eat raw meat, says, guys, I think West runs a chop shop. Yeah, dude, I'm chopping up cars. No, I've never met Gotis yet. WT, I caught some police today having a secret meeting in an underground parkade. I asked them why they were not social distancing. They didn't answer and they ran away. They ran. They scampered. P. Miller says, your hair looks fine. You don't need a haircut. Hey, thanks. I don't think I do. I'm not actually going to cut it. I'm just going to trim it. Just a little baby little trim. But yeah, it's weird how once I started growing my hair out, I was like, that doesn't look terrible. Those guys were butchering me, man. Cole Slice, have you ever trimmed your own hair? It's pretty simple, and the worst thing that can happen is you do a long buzz cut. I haven't. I'm a little scared of that, but I might be able to pull that off. Maybe. Huh. I think once I get a wife, I'm going to cut my own hair for sure. Or I'm going to have her help me. I'm just going to have her cut my hair for sure. But not until I get a wife. Because I don't want to have to go through the buzz cut ritual. I don't want to have to do that. And I don't want to have to just butcher my hair. You know what I mean? But yeah, once I get a wife, for sure, she's cutting my hair. We're going to do a little farm cut. Meat Man, do you think humans versus animals just have right and wrong? A lion isn't going to think twice about eating a baby. What about humans? Yeah, so I believe that humans are not animals. I believe that humans are, the easiest way to explain it is animals plus. We're something more than that. I think that it's because we have souls. I'm not 100% sure that animals have souls, or at least the same type of soul that we do. And I'm not 100% sure that animals have God in the way that we have God, in the sense that God represents love and logic and order and reasoning and structure and stuff like that. I'm not 100% sure animals have that because of just what you described there. Like a lion isn't going to think twice about eating a baby and stuff like that, you know? So, yeah, to answer your questions, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it may be different. Because the thing is, it's complicated, man. It's very complicated. Because a lion isn't going to eat its own baby, right? But we would eat a lion baby, right? If you were hungry. But you wouldn't eat your own baby, right? I think that humans are not animals in the sense that we have like reasoning and logic, and we can think about things like this abstractly, you know? Like lions can't live stream and talk about this shit, and talk about philosophy, you know what I mean? So we're definitely more complicated than animals, so I think that's ultimately the difference between us having right and wrong and just not acting like animals, you know what I mean? Like, I believe that homosexuality is wrong as well. And, well, I know it's wrong. I don't just believe it. I know it's wrong. But you also see that in the animal kingdom, and people justify that. They go, well, animals are homosexuals too. And it's like, well, it's because they're animals. Humans are not animals. We're able to abstract, and we're able to see that that's wrong, you know? Sand says, don't worry about trimming the beard. The real lady will appreciate it. Modern society lacks in this department. That's funny. Yeah, you know, I'm definitely not going to cut it. I'll compromise with everybody. I'm not going to cut the beard. I'm not going to trim the beard. I'm just going to shape the beard. That's it. Reza says, hey, Wes, have you checked out David Icke? Oh, yeah. On the event? Oh, yeah, for sure. Mind-blowing. David Icke is the man. I ordered a couple of his books, too, after that. Sand says, a lot of police have been secretly meeting in parking lots and hidden areas. I have also noticed when I went to the park that the police were having a little meeting as well. It's very interesting. Meat Man, in the beginning of mankind, do you believe we had emotion or just lived on senses and strictly survival instinct like an animal? That's a good question, and honestly, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Yeah, it's a great question, man. I definitely don't have all the answers. Little Viking Coach, have you gained, lost, or maintained weight over the last few months? I fluctuate. Like in the wintertime, I kind of fattened up a little bit, and then I lost about 5 pounds or so when I came into springtime. So I'm fluctuating between about like 212 and like 205, something like that. WT lions and bears are known to eat their own babies, but usually to compete with other males or if other food is in short supply. Yeah, so you could say that's like evil, you know what I mean? I don't know. You could say it's evil. Because human beings also kill their own babies too, you know? Look at all those crazy moms. You look like Jesus Christ. What did Jesus look like? How do you know he wasn't black, huh? Stan says, bust a tune on that keyboard. Do you produce music? You know, everybody asks me that, but this thing, it doesn't plug into the wall. It just plugs into music software. So I'd have to open up my software and show you guys how terrible of a piano player I am. I'm not really willing to do that right now. But I'm more skilled in working like working sound and mixing and mastering and like arranging songs and stuff like that. And throwing together some real simple melodies, and I know a few songs, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely not a classically trained pianist, but I do a little bit of music, definitely. Yeah, I did produce music. I produced a lot of tracks about 7, 8 years ago, something like that. And it's on my recommended channels. It's called Pickles. That was the name that I chose. It's a lot of music I made. Your Raw Meat says, dude, the intuition thing is totally real. Don't cut the hair. Yesterday, I almost killed a bike rider, but I felt that he was coming. So I stepped on the brakes and saved his life. Wow. Interesting. Nice beard, bro. Every time you live stream, you're glowing more. Nice. Sweet. David Icke is pre-diabetic, red-faced, pot-belly. Yeah, he's definitely an unhealthy boomer. Do you believe in evolution? Absolutely not. Microevolution, but not macroevolution. Sans is not hating on Trump, but he does give a lot of 666 signs with his hands when he gives speeches, if you know what I mean. Interesting. That was the first time I got like a piece of shell in my throat, like ever. That was interesting. If humans are not animals, what are we? Animals plus. I think we're animals, possibly animals like mixed with angels or something like that. It's a good question for God. What was that fasting book you read? It's called Fasting and Man's Correct Diet by R.B. Pearson. I'll link it for you. It's a goodie. I should rate this book. This book right here, R.B. Pearson, Fasting and Man's Correct Diet. That's a goodie, man. These eggs have been sitting on my counter for a month, by the way. Non-refrigerated. Tastes perfectly fine. Eat raw meat says, how long is that dude outside mowing the lawn? It feels like it's going on for hours. Dude, story of my life, man. I live in a neighborhood basically full of old boomers. A bunch of retired people. So all they freaking do is mow their lawns and shit. So on all of my days off, it's like a beautiful day out, open the windows, or I sit out in my yard. Everybody's weed whacking or mowing their lawn. It's unbelievable. And they move really slow. No, I don't think humans are evolved apes. I think evolution is kind of bullshit. Some creamy milk today, man. Extra creamy. What kind of music do you make? Electronic? Yeah, it's been a while since I made some because it's just been a while. But it was electronic, yeah. Like experimental electronic music. Yeah, sound engineering. That's a good way to put it. I used Reason. If you guys know what Reason is, Reason software, I got like really good at using Reason. Thoughts on the color of humans? Were we first born in the tropics and dark-skinned and then moved throughout the world after population grew? That's another hard to answer question, man. I think that born into the tropics stuff and born into that we're all born in Africa stuff, that stuff might be bullshit. You know, that might be some like anti-white propaganda. Because like, let's face it, guys. There's like tons of like anti-white propaganda in the world today. Basically, everything is here to like make white people look like shit, and like we're responsible for everything bad in the world, and like so. I think that whole like, yeah, white people came from Africa, like, you know, it's like, not 100% sure about that one either. Having a hard time believing that one. So I don't know if we came from the tropics and we were dark skinned or anything like that. I think it's very possible that humans were born at the same time by God in various parts of the world at the same time. And so we just evolved independently, and then we all kind of came together. Extra calcium, exactly. We have animal bodies, but our spirits are not animal. I think it's different for sure. I mean, the thing is, it's not, don't think too hard about it. That's the thing. When you start thinking too hard about this stuff, it starts to get like confusing. But just look at the obvious facts. Look how different we are than animals. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it on that level, on that very basic surface level. Look how different we are. And you can even look at some of like look how different we are than like hamsters. Like, come on, man. We're so incredibly different than them spiritually and physically. And then look how different we are even to some of our so-called closest relatives, which I don't even think, I mean, all animals are related, let's put it that way, but like monkeys or gorillas, like look how different we are than them. Like, do monkeys and gorillas live stream on the internet and philosophize about life and death and God? Like, it's so, we're so incredibly more complicated, you know? And yeah, so I think our spirits are different. Maven Taylor says the influenza experiments on those soldiers in the book is so informative. I know, and people just ignore that stuff. They've been trying to transmit disease between people for over 100 years, and they can't effectively do it. Meat Man says, I've always thought deep down very strongly we are animals, but how can we not be? But there's part of me that realizes there's something way more to life that I can't explain. Who the hell are we? LOL. I know, it's complicated, man. We're spirits. That's the whole thing, is like, we are spirits. We're not actually like this body. So once you realize that, then like everything starts to like come into the picture. Because this whole world, like I said earlier, everything's a scam. And the fact that everything is focused on the flesh, everything is focused on your material body, everything is focused on what you look like, everything's focused on your skin color, it's all material, you know? The fact of the matter is that we're actually spirits. And so, yeah, I don't think we have like animal spirits. You know what I'm saying? Your raw meat says, get some vegans, put them on a chain, and let them eat the grass. That's a funny visual, dude. How did eating raw transform your life? Well, I would say like it helped my thinking in a lot of ways. It helped my physical body. I feel like I'm like made of concrete. I feel like I'm very spiritually strong now, but a lot of that came from God, you know? Like all of it came from God. Let's be frank. I'm pretty sure God is what led me to this raw meat thing, because at the same time I had like a physical transformation, I had like a spiritual transformation. It was like at the same time. It was very weird. So it's hard to say that like, you know, Augenus changed my life or raw meat changed my life. It's like really what it was God, I think. I don't know what else could have done something so transformational, but the transformation that happened was basically, it took away like all of my neurosis, any kind of like anxiety or obsessive compulsive or whatever, like depression and all that stuff. That completely went away. And then all of my physical problems, like skin problems, rashes, I used to have like terrible acne, scalp issues, dandruff, bumps all over my head, like weeping sores, like all these weird physical problems, joint issues, pain, mobility issues, balance and coordination issues. I had trouble like talking at certain points. Like it was difficult for me to communicate. It was difficult for me to access words. It was difficult for me to connect with people, difficult to make eye contact. Like it was just, I could write a whole list of things that changed after I got on this diet, you know? Like it completely changed so many different things. Like, but my life in general has just gotten like so much better. I'm just at peace. I'm so much of a happier person, but I know what like joy is now. You know, I can experience joy, and it's just life is great. I see a future for myself for the first time ever. I could never actually see like a future for myself. I was always like just stuck like in the moment or stuck in the day, and I never was able to like build a future for myself. Now I'm building a future. Thoughts on beef testes? Beef testes are great. It also boosts your libido. Yeah, dogs love bones. Puppies love bones for sure. What's up, Sky Kid? Hey, I'm doing well. Yeah, I remember you. How's it going? Yep, full beard. Full beard stream. Eat raw meat, says Wes. I just wrote you a short email. Please read. Read it in your head, though. Alright, I'll read it real quick. Ah, gotcha. Cool. Thanks for the heads up. Good looking out, buddy. That's what my mods are for. WT says, I questioned everything once I saw a man eat 32 Big Macs. This doesn't seem real. That's one of the funniest things I've ever read, I think. Did you have many vaccines as a child? I think I had the normal amount of vaccines, but I had an abnormal amount of vaccines in my 20s. I had, I think, an extra MMR vaccine. I had an extra hepatitis B vaccine, and then I had an extra flu shot. So, do you believe all animals are equally intelligent, like they have adapted to their environment better than others? Does it mean they're more smart? I think there's like different forms of intelligence, but yeah, it's hard to say one is better than the other. But there's definitely many different types of intelligence out there, you know? But it's all intelligence for sure. Like, I was talking to someone the other day about how I've worked with a lot of mechanics, you know what I mean? And generally, I mean, let's just be frank, when you think of like a mechanic, you're not going to think of someone that's just like super brilliant or super intelligent or whatever. When you think of those people, you think of like doctors or lawyers or like mathematicians and stuff. But like mechanics have this like form of intelligence that I've never seen in any other type of person, and it's like this ability to like problem solve, and they have this level of patience that I've not seen in many other people. Because being a mechanic, like working on a car, will teach you patience like crazy. And it also gives you this ability to think like three-dimensionally and think like abstractly, because there's so many different things that you encounter when you're working on mechanical stuff that a lot of times you have to stop what you're doing and sit back and let it just marinate for a while and think of like a way to solve it. So generally I see a lot of my mechanic friends as like very intelligent people, you know, like, and they have a form of intelligence that I don't see in other people that are like formally educated. So don't know if that answers your question, but like, yeah, basically like mechanics adapt to their environment better. They're a different kind of animal. And, you know, different people just, depending on what is needed for them to function in their environment, they develop different ways and different avenues in their brain to problem solve, for sure. I think the smartest type of people are the people that are trained to think in multiple different ways. Like people that are trained in mechanics, people that are trained in science, people that are trained in math, people who are trained, you know, in all these different, and then your brain is like hyper connected. Music, you know, adding all that stuff in. Testicles don't really taste like much. My buddy, I didn't notice anything, but my buddy said it tasted like scallops. And I don't drink sparkling mineral water, but I drink mineral water. I drink Mountain Valley. What's up, White Bear? Greetings from Canada. Love what you do. You know you're over the target when you're shadow banned. That's exactly what my friend Scott said. In terms of raw milk, if for some reason mold develops on the surface of the milk, what do you do? Honestly, I've never had that happen. And I would ask how did that happen? Because raw milk should usually, it should just like turn to cheese or something. But are you talking like a thin, like white mold kind of? Because I've had that happen with kefir sometimes. But it's probably not bad. I mean, if it's like on raw milk and there's natural bacteria there with it, it's probably just becoming cheese or something, you know? But I would probably toss it out, especially if I have more milk, you know? That's some kid playing on his little electric car outside. Yeah, it sucks being shadow banned, but at the same time, it just fuels the fire inside of me, man. You know, they have no idea what they're creating by banning me. If they would just leave me alone, then they wouldn't make it so obvious that I'm onto the truth. You know what I'm saying? They have like no idea what they're doing. They think that they're actually silencing me, but it's like, if they keep banning me, like if they delete my channel, then I swear to God, I will start publishing books. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will do everything I can to get this stuff out to the world because I'm so sure about it. I haven't even made a video on vaccines yet, guys. Like, and everybody knows how I feel about vaccines. But yeah, I haven't even made a video about that yet. Like, these guys, they haven't seen anything yet. Greenish blue mold, huh? I would probably toss it, to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't risk it. But there's a lot of people that let greenish blue mold grow all over their cheeses. Like, that's what blue cheese is and stuff, you know what I mean? So, eat raw meat says only the player that has the ball gets attacked. That's interesting. It's very deep there, man. It's a deep one. And you know what's funny is sports are simulating war or simulating hunting, you know? Bill Gates and his vaccines, he's evil. He's evil, man. For sure. I could talk about it forever. Paris says they are shadow banning you. It keeps unsubscribing me from your channel and it's hard to look you up. That's why, okay. That's why I'm doing this thing where I email everybody before I do live streams. Because, guys, there's ways we can strategize and get through this. So if they're unsubscribing you and stuff like that, email me. And then I'll send you an email before my live streams, right? So that way you get a personal message from me. Hey, I'm going to live stream in an hour. Come check me out or whatever. And we can get around it that way, guys. We can get around it. Have you seen Sparrows' video on HIV and AIDS hoax and how AIDS is not an STD and it's a sickness? Oh yeah, I suspected that a while ago, but now I know AIDS is definitely a hoax for sure. AIDS is just from eating a shitty diet and like doing drugs all the time. That's all it is. And what kills you is the HIV medication. Now, Augenus thinks that AIDS was created in UCLA in 1961. Joe W, make a free blog then. YouTube is eventually going to delete your channel, so why waste it here? Yeah, I might do a blog. I've been thinking about that. They probably will eventually delete it, but hey, I'm actually on BitChute right now too, so I just mirror all my videos to BitChute, and worst comes to worst, I move my videos to BitChute and I start streaming on DLive, and I already have a good subscriber base of about 100 people that I email for my live streams. So I'm just gonna start building that up and getting more and more people on my email notification list, and then I'm just gonna start basically building my own clientele, you know, and just circumnavigate all this YouTube shit, build up my own clients or followers or subscribers or however you want to talk, you know, however you want to label it. And that way we can create our own community outside of YouTube if they decide to be jerks. Michael says, I got to order raw goat milk, got lost in the mail. Is it going to be drinkable? It's in plastic. They keep that stuff pretty damn cold, so you might be okay. Because I would say, give it a sniff and a taste before you do anything, you know, before you start gulping it down. Use your senses, you know what I mean? That's why God gave them to us. What's up, Reef Guzzler? WT says, I've been eating moldy quail eggs that broke. It's good stuff. Huh. A lot of people eat moldy berry juice too. Yeah, this Corona craze, like I was saying earlier, it's a way for them to push vaccines, for sure. That's the ultimate goal. Like, it all comes from evil. It's all evil influence. And how evil manipulates you is it sells you a small scam in order to like break your intuition and your confidence, and then it sells you a worse scam once they've got you on the smaller scam. So the small scam they're selling everybody right now is Corona, and then all of the worst scams that they've sold you are stay home, don't go to your friend's house, don't be around people you love, take this vaccine that's going to injure you. Like, these are all of the actual scams that are going to damage you. The Corona thing is nothing. Like, if you were going to get a Corona detoxification or whatever, even if it's even real, it was going to happen no matter what. You know, you were just going to have it happen. But now that they've got you sold on that, you know, like 95% of the people now are affected by the quarantine and by the vaccinations that are the future vaccinations coming up. Like, those are going to be the real things that hurt people. So Paris says, I have a good following. I hope you get exposure. Appreciate that. Yeah. Anybody that, you know, anybody that can hear about this stuff, it's better. Yeah, I've been unsubbed, but I'm following on Instagram. You know what's interesting is my subs are now going up like crazy, so they're not unsubbing you. It looks like it is, but it's not everyone getting notified. The people are actually getting unsubbed. I know 2 people personally, besides these people that it's happened to, for sure. French carnivore thoughts on not airing high meat because indigenous buried the meat, then dug up months later. I think that might have worked in like soil or clay, but that stuff is porous. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're doing high meat in jars, it's not exactly porous. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not 100% sure about that, but I would love to experiment on that and like start burying meat, you know, and and seeing, but I think, you know, it would probably make more sense if you had like a hard clay soil, you know, because if you just buried meat into dirt, it would just decompose. All the bacteria would eat it up and stuff, you know. Sand says AIDS was given via vaccines to make African countries indebted and enslaved to central satanic banking system. Yeah, that's what Augenis said too. He said it was sent over to Africa in a smallpox vaccine. Eat raw meat. When you don't monetize your videos, do they have less power over your channel, less rules you have to follow? I don't think so. Not that I've seen. They just unmonetize it. You know what I mean? If I'm supposedly breaking the rules, there's a lot of my videos aren't monetized because they're not appropriate for advertisers, which is so gay. What's the Alex Jones ordeal? What's that about? Why do anyway I get slightly bleeding gums whenever I consume milk? Yeah, it's probably some detox for sure. You're probably pulling some like heavy metals. I think Augenis said gum, like when gums are bleeding, it's like metals coming out of your brain. So I know that cream from milk nourishes your nervous system and your brain. And so what could be happening is the cream from the milk is hitting up your nervous system, and your nervous system is electrical, you know, and a lot of metals are attracted to the nervous system because what metals do is they refract light and stuff like that, and they're like electrical. So that's the best logical explanation I can come up with, is the cream is detoxing metals from your brain, and it's coming down through your brain through your gums. Because Augenis said all of your detoxes from your gums and your tongue and stuff like that came from your brain. White Bear, do you think Augenis was taken out? I do. A part of me does. Yeah, a part of me does. I'm like 50-50 on it. I'm not sure what to think about it. We'll never know because we weren't there. But a part of me is suspicious about it. I get my raw milk from a local farmer. Urine therapy? It could be beneficial if you're like starving or something, and it's a way to like recycle minerals, you know? But I'm like blessed to have like a really good food supply and like local farmers and milk and stuff like that. So I don't have to worry about like recycling my urine. So Natural Ace says, keep yourself safe, Wes. People that speak the truth up like you vanish. It's horrible. Yeah, I've heard that for sure. But I'm not scared of it. I'm not scared. Alex Jones got all his social media taken down for telling people to bully the mothers of the children that died of Sandy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. That he's probably wrong about that. I mean, that was pretty crazy. Algin just bought his degree from a diploma mill. Have you heard of this? Yeah, I have heard that. And even if he did do that, like, who cares? The guy is obviously like a super genius, you know? He's probably doing it just to have some like mainstream credibility, you know? Interesting. You think David Icke is a shill? I've never heard that one yet. Kenneth Copeland. I have heard of that guy. I'm not sure about what to think about him. Who is that guy? Who's Kenneth Copeland? Yeah, Alex Jones, the thing about him is he pushes a lot of fear and despair. So, and he doesn't push like a lot of solutions, you know? So you got to watch out for people like that because they're basically just regurgitating what the media does. You need people that push solutions, you know what I mean? Like you can't just talk about the problems all the time. You got to hear the solutions. The guy that invented the water engine died a couple days after. That's kind of suspicious too. Huh. I think I'm probably going to go about another 5 minutes or so, guys. If you guys got any other interesting questions, get them out there. I could probably go a little bit longer, but I don't want to make these streams too long for people that want to check them out later. You know what I mean? I think when you get into like 2.5 and 3 hours, people get a little scared off. So I like to keep them around 2 hours. Look into William Bill Cooper, another truther, but also possibly a shill. Haha, that's funny. I got called a shill for just liking Trump. It's hilarious. I like his spirit, man. I'm on a spiritual level here. You know what I'm saying? Just besides the political stuff, I think his spirit is in the right place. Now I get my milk from a local farmer, local dairy farmer, lives in the country. Have I tried high eggs? No, I have not. Sounds pretty good though. I need to make some high eggs. I need to make some high salmon, some high brain. Oh yeah, sunscreen's a total scam. So are sunglasses. It's even worse. It ruins your eyeballs. High blended eggs is yogurt that gets you high. Interesting. Sounds pretty good. Costco milk? It's probably pasteurized, right? I don't know, man. If it's pasteurized, that's a no-go. What is my view on coronavirus and its impact on food supply? I did notice that beef was low at my supermarket. Beef was low for sure. I wiped out their entire chuck roast aisle. I went in there and bought like 20 pounds of chuck roast or something. Took it all out. It was a little weird. It was a little weird to be honest with you. But that just goes to show you where they buy their food from, right? They're getting their food from the massive processing facilities, you know. But I have no issues with it right now. Like, I just get it straight from the farmer. It's been a pretty good stream, pretty good turnout. Gasoline is way cheaper, dude. Gasoline is way cheaper. It's like $1.50. Yeah, I get the raw milk local. Yeah, Bill Gates keeps texting me. Yeah, it's been only time I've seen it lower than that when I was in high school. What do you think of Oj's theory of eating pig's small intestine to strengthen your digestive system? It sounds legit. That's something I've always wanted to try. Getting trichinosis on purpose. I've always wanted to try that. But I'd have to go butcher a pig and then get the intestine. It's kind of a hassle. Wow, it's 96 cents in Oklahoma. That's crazy. Trump just said today he thinks a vaccine will be ready by the end of the year, right near the time of the election. I don't know about that, Orange Man. I know what you're saying, but at the same time, you know who also believes in vaccines? My grandpa. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not going to go around trashing my grandpa. I'm not going to go around hating on him and saying he's a shill and all this shit. It's like, dude, people, you got to understand, people are just brainwashed, man. And Trump is brainwashed with vaccines. There's no doubt about it. I disagree with you, Rebecca. I mean, anyone pushing mandatory vaccines should be despised. I mean, my grandparents believe in that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta have compassion for people. You know, you gotta understand that a lot of people are underneath heavy brainwash, and hating them or despising them is not. That's not the way to fight it. You know, you fight it with just like ignoring them as best you can and pushing out the truth as best as you can and not taking the vaccine. That's the biggest part, you know. Trump is the ultimate boomer. Yeah, he's definitely a boomer. There's no way around that. All right, guys, I think I'm going to roll it out here. This has been a great stream. Good time to end it. Appreciate everybody showing up. I'll see you guys most likely next weekend. So everybody keep eating raw meat. God bless. Take care.